Hi everyone. I want to show you this new app by 3M. It's called 3M Cloud Library. But before I launch it, I want to have a look at the old app that I used to use for reading books from my local library. So this one here is called Overdrive. I'm going to launch it now. You'll notice right away there's no book showing in here, and that's because the account is no longer active. However, you can see that there are some menu items on the left hand side here. I can see my books. These books have all expired. I haven't deleted this app yet. There's my account settings. There's the orientation. There's a bunch of features in here. Nothing exciting. It works. I never really had a problem with it. So that was Overdrive. So about 2 weeks ago, I got an email from the Guelph Public Library saying that a book I had on hold was no longer available using Overdrive. They wanted us to switch to this new app by 3M Cloud Library. So I knew nothing about this app, went looking for it. So I found the app and set up my account with the Guelph Library and went about looking for some books to read. I'm going to launch the app now, and you'll notice right away that it's quite different. There's the menu on the left hand side. You see the featured books from the Guelph Library. Now this is loading them up right now. There's also browsing. Now, and the browsing is a little bit different. With the browse section, you can have a bunch of filters turned on. That way there you can narrow down the search for your books. So we'll let this load here. It's almost done. And here we go. So you'll notice that at the very top, there's some high-level filters, fiction, nonfiction, and so on. Just below it, there is a bunch of filters within the fiction section. So in this case, I have action, adventure, coming of age, family life, literary, and I can turn off and on these filters to narrow down my search. And to the right of the books, you can see all to have a look at all the books that are available. Go to that, and then we'll go to settings. Under settings, you'll see my my email address and what library I'm connected to and all that. And then we have filters. So this is a more filter section, but under the format, I have eBooks or audiobooks. I don't listen to audiobooks on my iPad, so I have that turned off. And under the view section, I have it set to available now. So what that's telling you is that these are books that are available to download now. If I would have had it set to all titles, it would show me books that are available to lend, as well as the books that have already been taken out by other people. So let's get rid of that, and we'll go to My Books. So under My Books, I have one book. You can see it's a Ken Follett book, and it expires in 12 days. Typically, these books are good for about 21 days. So, and I can also see at the top, I can look at my books on hold. I don't have any. And I can look at the history of books that I've read before. So under this book, I'm going to tap on the book to open it up. You'll see it opens up with the menu items across the top. If I hit X, it goes back to the menu, or back to my bookshelf. And you have a section to set the font size. And you also have a bookmark off and on beside that. And to the right, you have the menu. So you can search within the book. The view mode, black on white, and then white on black, and then sort of the off-white. That's what I use most of the time. You can also set the margin, so you can use a little bit less of the real estate, and less again, or more. I have it set up out there. And then we can go through the table of contents. And you can see your bookmarks. I only have one. And you can lock the rotation or turn your brightness up or down. That's the menu. Click anywhere in the middle of the screen to close the menu items. Before I do that, on the bottom you'll see a white circle shows you how far you are in that book. So I've read 336 pages out of 965, so I have a little ways to go. So hit anywhere in the middle to return to the full book, and you can start reading. So I will go out, and that's 3M Cloud Library. Now the main difference with this one is that when you're browsing books at your local public library, you have the ability to set filters, and the filters are static. In other words, they stay there, so the next time you're there, you'll see the books that you like the best. Overdrive never did that. You had to set the filters every single time you were browsing within the public library. So the one big difference with 3M that is really exciting is the ability to sync between devices. So currently with Overdrive, if I have a book on page 100, let's say, when I use my other iPad, I have to go into it, make sure I have the same book downloaded, and flip to the right page before I leave the home, and it's ready to go. With the 3M Cloud Library, the book syncs between the different devices. So I have 2 iPads and an iPhone, and it syncs between all 3. So I'm always on the same page. So for me, this is a big plus, and something that I've tested quite a bit, and it seems to work very well. So that's 3M Cloud Library. If your local library is using it, give it a try, and you're sure to be pleased. Thanks for listening, and good luck.